Welcome to Marvel Champions podcast about Marvel Champions, the card game. I'm your host, Scott, and with me as always, my co-host, Ryan.
That is correct, Scott, as always. Like a charm, you say that perfectly. But it's not about us today. It's about you, the listener.
Ooh. Tell us more, Ryan.
Okay. It's actually one listener in particular. We're going to go over someone's email to us. We're going to do some chatting with Chumps.
Yeah, chatting with Chumps. Someone we've actually chatted with before. We actually played a whole game based off one of his suggestions. So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a good friend of the podcast, Rey. Some listeners out there may know Rey. He's been doing a lot of work out there on YouTube as a content creator. He is Rey Plays Games. So check him out. We'll try and link him down below in the show notes. So show him some love. He's got some good solo playthroughs he does. And his question was talking about some MVP cards, Ryan. So maybe some clutch, some cards you never leave home without when you decide to play the game.
Yes. So what's the clutch MVP cards? And he has specifically two players, since you and me basically play two players mostly. But he provided what his were. And he does true solo. Do you want to... I'll do it. You go
Here, you take a couple of them. You take your two favorites, and we'll see if my two favorites are left. Aspects.
I will do Justice and Leadership. For Justice, he chose Under Surveillance. That's a great pick.
Pretty good card. Get that main scheme threat threshold up. Pretty good.
Yeah. And then Leadership is Rapid Response. Another pretty solid card.
Yeah. I guess the question to you, Ryan, is what ally would you Rapid Response?
For Leadership?
I don't know. Any ally. If you could play Rapid Response right now, what ally would you want a Rapid Response?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. When revealed effect, I would... Would Nick Fury come back in?
He would, but then he would go away. If you were doing it like the end of the villain phase.
He would draw cards, though, right?
Yes, you could. You could draw cards. So it's definitely not lost. And if you got any like additional attacks, treacheries or anything, he could, suck up some more damage.
Yeah, well, that's just one of them.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, but I think you're right. Some good win revealed. Get a tough or something. Yep, pretty good. All right, Ryan. So that leaves me with Aggression and Protection. Christmas here. His aggression was Piercing Strike. It's always good to pierce off some tough from the villain. That
solo,
can be pretty good. Yeah, solo. And then Protection. Probably one of my favorite cards, Defiance. Let you negate a boost card. That's big time.
Yeah, that is. I'm a big fan of Defiance.
Yeah, because you get rid of boost icons and boost abilities with that. So playing some big bad guys that have a lot of those, they can be turn changing. Good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Scott, let's get into it. Let's get into ours.
All right. Let's start out with let's save Justice for last because I feel like being nice to you. Let's go with probably the least played aspect. It was probably Leadership with us.
Yeah, probably.
So let's start there. Leadership.
All right. Leadership. The card that is my clutch MVP, especially for two players, is Maria Hill.
Ryan.
Did you really pick that?
That's really what I picked too, yeah.
When you asked me that question about rapid response, I was like, well, great one's Maria Hill. But I didn't want to reveal it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Maria Hill. She's rocking. She's cheap. She draws a card, and that 2/4 is so good for an ally.
So good.
Yo, she is. I will probably fight you if you say she's not in the top 3 best aspect allies in the game.
So you're saying out of all the aspect allies, she's top 3, not just leadership? That's what
She's
you're saying?
probably top 3. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At least for me. But
Sure. She's big time. She's clutch.
She is
MVP
so solid.
status, yeah.
Generally, if I'm playing leadership and I don't have her in my deck, it's because I'm playing some type of deck that requires a certain trait, and she's shield. So if I'm like doing an Avenger build or an X-Men build, I generally probably wouldn't have her to not mess up that flow.
Okay. So side tangent, if she is one of the heroes in the newly announced Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., do you think this card loses some value?
Well, I'd have to see what her hero would be if she became one.
Well, you couldn't include it in the deck, and then you couldn't play it if you were playing another hero, playing with a Maria Hill hero. So.
Yeah. But it does bring up the question, not to do too far off a tangent, sometimes the allies reflect what the heroes do. And so...
Okay.
Do you think if we do get Maria Hill, it's going to be draw card related?
So you think she's going to turn into Oprah and say, you get a card, you get a card, you get a card.
Oh my goodness. Maria Hill's
okay.
the Oprah.
She's the Marvel Oprah. Okay, I like it.
Champions. Yes, let's do it. Everyone draws cards like, for example, there's there's always like that character in board games. If you play like a multiplayer, like what's the island game? Forbidden Island.
Okay. Yep.
There's that one character that their special power is basically give your turn to someone else or move them or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
What if she's like that? Like she draws 5 cards, but you can choose to not take all 5. So say draw 3 cards, give 2 to someone else.
Okay. That's an interesting concept. I don't know how that works playing solo, but I guess you just draw.
Who cares? I'm just kidding. I bet Ray would probably.
He cares, Ryan.
He plays solo.
Yeah. All right. So that takes my leadership turn. Maria Hill.
Down.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. Let's jump over to aggression, because I think we'll leave protection and then justice. So yes. Aggression for me, and this is, it's an oldie but a goodie, and it's tough. This topic's tough when you're talking MVP and clutch, and I probably should have looked at it a little more broadly, because I guess that's the whole point of the topic. But to me, depending on the hero you're playing, does factor into this a little bit. But I think a decent skilled strike. You can never really go wrong with the skilled strike. The 0 cost, I think, helps. And for those of you that don't know what skilled strike is, when you make a basic attack, I think you get to add 2. Is that right?
Yep. It's +2 to that attack.
Yeah. So, for 0 cost, bumping it up 2. Hopefully your hero's got 2 attack, making it 4 for an exhaust is pretty good.
Yeah, no, that is a pretty solid card. I will give that to you. And words on the street is that all the heroes are able to do basic attacks, so it works for everyone.
It's true.
Nice. All
right.
Aggression is one of my least played as well. I don't play aggression because you play aggression I would say a decent amount, and so I generally do justice to balance it out. But my clutch card is gonna be Hulk.
Oh, that's a good one, man. You're just going all allies.
I know. Well, that's the last ally on my list. But the reason why I choose Hulk is I don't use him to attack. even though you can, and he's a good attacker, but it's that 2 cost and 5 health. I use him as a blocker because sometimes he can survive twice.
Yeah, especially if you're playing like a heavy minion, suck up 1, 2.
Yeah.
He can do that a few times or a couple of times and then take a giant villain attack. So.
Yeah. And with certain heroes, he becomes even better. Like Magic, she can really do better with him. Domino potentially can be better with him. So there's some interesting things that can happen with that. I will note that I do feel like I have to do an honorable mention. Is one card that I've been playing around more and more with, and that is the upgrade of Marked. It's a tactic upgrade, and you attach it to a minion, and that an attack against that minion gains overkill.
Okay, so setting up a big attack. That's probably pretty good for solo.
For solo and 2 players, because I could be like, here, let me throw Mark on here, and you do your big attack, destroy this minion, and do some big damage. So
yeah, I don't know who Mark is, but he's doing a good job.
Yeah, good job, Mark.
Okay, I like it. Aggression. Probably pretty good in solo, pretty good in 2-player. All right, protection.
Ooh.
What you got, protection?
Protection. I am gonna have to agree with Rey. Defiance is clutch. I have had it. I probably have it in most protection decks I build just because it's 0 cost. It's an easy way to lighten the load of an enemy attack. It's pretty good.
Yeah, especially if you're doing some type of build that benefits you from not taking any damage. If you can get that damage down to like a base villain of 1, 2, hopefully your defense can, your basic defense can take care of that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can use it. Oh no, never mind. You can't use it with your friends. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
But
are you sure?
It says when on an enemy attacking you.
Oh, okay, so that's a you. I'm thinking of another card then.
Yep. I do want to mention. Well, I'll let you go first, and then I have an honorable mention.
Okay, so mine is a pseudo ally. It's not really an ally, but I think clutch is Night Nurse.
Ooh, great pick.
Because you get a little bit of healing, but I think the big thing is it gets rid of some of those status cards that sometimes you can't afford to exhaust. So being able to take that off, and I think it's 3 counters, so some decent use. And, she's pretty cheap too. I'd say she's like 2 costs, so.
She's 1 cost.
Oh, 1 cost. Even better, see?
Yeah, I love Night Nurse. That's a great pick, man.
Yeah. I like that. She works night shift, so.
Yeah. Apparently, I think I saw a post that is actually Miles' mom from the comics.
Yeah, I think that comic image. It's from a comic, so you might be right. Thank you, Nurse Morales.
That's right.
If that's her name.
My honorable mention, I will say, is I'm starting to include it in all my protection decks, is Taunt. The villain attacks you, draw 3 cards.
I almost picked Taunt as mine, but depending on the hero, sometimes it... Because the one like stipulation with that one is you've got to take that attack.
Yep.
So if you're a squishy hero, sometimes it may not be the best.
Yep. Agreed. So I think you got to play it carefully, but it's been a fun card to play with. So,
yep.
All right. Shall we do justice, or should we do the other aspect?
Now, Ray did not mention pool, and I'm not super familiar with pool, and I guess we could do an honorable mention pseudo aspect of basic. Do you want to do that before we get to justice?
We can. I do have a pool one.
Oh, okay.
For pool, I pick And of course, this is the classic how I can't pronounce things.
Oh, good. Because
stick to itiveness.
Okay, yeah.
Did I get it?
You got it close enough. Close enough for audio.
Okay.
Video?
I'll count on you to fix that in post.
No, trust me, I'll fix it.
But yeah, it's I love it. I love being able to ready, and just for the price of a physical resource, you too can ready by exhausting this card every turn. It's great.
Yeah, that is a clutch one. All right.
Yeah. And
so
then
now,
honorable mention, because I also had to mention it too.
Don't
Healing
take mine.
Factor's also.
Oh, geez, you took mine.
Oh, did you take it? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, see?
I didn't.
You got an honorable mention after I go.
I didn't think you had one.
Healing Factor. 3 cost. Max 1 per player. The nice thing about this one is after the player phase begins, and it's a response, so you can do it in alter ego or as a hero, which is nice. If you exhaust Healing Factor, you get to heal 2 damage from your identity.
You know, I feel like I never really noticed that it's just a response. It's not a hero response.
Yep. So
I do like that it's also a superpower. So if you play with a hero with superpowers, you might have a death focus. It may help pay for that.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah. It'd be slightly better if you could gift it to another player, but I definitely see it be kind of strong. But yeah, being able to have some built-in healing is pretty good.
Yeah. Did you want to do a basic?
Sure.
I'm not really sure. I'm gonna cheat here. You go first if you have one.
Oh, I wasn't planning on a basic, but if we're talking MVP, big time, and what do I put in?
There's a lot.
There is so many basic cards. I would say probably, if you're talking about like most universal, it's probably going to be a Helicarrier.
Ooh, that is a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, then you can talk about some specifics for heroes and, certain builds, but for just a good all-around, especially as like multiplayer, to be able to share that reduction, it's pretty good. Yeah, let's go Helicarrier.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say something else, but you're probably right. I think it's probably Helicarrier. But since I'm not going to choose the same one, I'm going to choose Energy, Genius, and Strength.
That's what I was going to do for a second, but I was like, no, that's the cop-out answer.
Those are basically in all my decks, generally. Yeah. And probably in most people's overall.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right, let's get to the only aspect that people care about.
Oh, jeez. Yellow. You're yellow, Ryan. Okay.
I do have an honorable mention, but I will make sure.
Oh, yeah, let me go first so you don't ruin all my stuff.
Yes,
Jeez.
Yes. Take mine. Here's an opportunity to take mine.
Okay, so I think for the card, for the cost, and what you gain, I think my one is going to be Clear the Area.
That is an awesome one.
I know it only removes 2, but with so many things out there now that can boost that... And then if you remove the last one, you get to draw a card. You pair that with some other cards, Skilled Investigators. It's pretty good. I think it's technically Skilled Investigator, but, if there's multiple out, it's Skilled Investigators, right? So, and, it's got Iron Man. So, who doesn't like Iron Man?
Is it Iron Man?
Yeah, it's Iron Man.
For some reason, I always thought it was... Rescue, but I guess it's just the shading of the image, huh?
Yeah, he says, "Don't be scared, honey. Just think about how jealous the other kids will be when you tell them how Iron Man rescued you." That was Tony Stark.
Yeah, there's like a giant beam of death. It's probably giving her
radiation,
third-degree
poisoning,
third-degree burns. Probably melting her onto his suit while he's like cool in there.
Yeah, because he has like the air conditioning built into the suit.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
I think that's a great pick. I would pick it, but I have one for me that I always have one in my Justice decks, and that is going to be Overwatch.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
I
good.
I love Overwatch. The fact that you can put it on any scheme, you can have multiple out if you want to, just as long as there's one per scheme, and that you could say do any amount of thwart and it essentially double that
Right.
instantly.
And so you're essentially doubling, especially if you're using like your good hero thwart card.
Yeah, I mean, so you throw that on a main scheme, thwart it for, let's say, 3, which is a common thwart for, let's say, hero cards. You're now doing 6 off of, you're doing 3 off another one. So a total of 6 for whatever cost you paid for one.
Do you find that card has more value now with player side schemes?
Yes, I think it's a good candidate for player side schemes because you can focus on that, benefit you, as well as get rid of that main and stuff like that. So, and it's a good. I think there's a question I posted a long time ago on the forum, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to see what you say.
Okay.
It is a hero interrupt. And the wording is, when any amount of threat is removed from attached scheme by a thwart, discard this card and then do its effect. So if it's my card and I play it and you thwart, can you activate it? I guess, let me rephrase that. Can I activate it from your thwart?
So I want to say I've not looked into 1.6 a ton. So it doesn't matter. I'm just kind of going through some stuff here, right? So it doesn't matter if you're hero form or not, right?
It
Because
does.
the interrupt.
It is a hero interrupt.
Hold on. To play the card. To play the card, you don't have to be in a specific form because there's no hero only.
Correct.
And there's no like hero action. So you don't have to be in hero form to do it. But I think because it's a hero interrupt, I want to say I potentially have read something somewhere one time in my life that says that the owner of the card would have to be in hero form to trigger the hero interrupt on the card. The controller of the card. You as the player would have to be in hero form in order to trigger the interrupt.
Yes, that's my interpretation. If I'm in hero form and you thwart with a big thwart, I'm the one that activates it.
Correct, as long as you're in hero form. Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
But it can work from your thwart as long as I'm in hero form.
Yeah, because when any amount of threat is removed from attached side scheme by a thwart, so I would have to do a thwart. I couldn't do some type of removal. It would have to be a thwart. You could activate it. Yeah, on any player doing the thwarting.
Yep.
And technically the thwart wouldn't even have to be from a hero either. You just have to be in hero form.
Correct. It just has to be a thwart. So in theory, now I could do it for sure. Yep. Yeah, I love Overwatch. I think it's great. I think everyone should have at least one copy in their deck. I only play with 1 or 2.
So I guess my real question is, do you play the Spider-Man version? Or do you play... Is that Shadowcat?
I think it's a Shadowcat. I don't have it in front of me.
Which one do you play? That's the real question.
I play the Spider-Man most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I need to look at the Shadowcat one.
See, I think
is
one
Shadowcat?
Yeah, I think it's Shadowcat because there's like laser beams and she's like phasing. Unless it's Psylocke. You know what? Looking at it now, it's Psylocke.
Oh.
She's got the little
which pack
ribbon
did it come in?
Dancers. I don't know. Psylocke?
Did it come in Psylocke?
It's whatever that little icon is at the bottom. I can't really look at it. Hold on, I'll look it up, Ryan. Keep talking while I look it up.
Talking. I'm talking now. Delaying.
All right. I think it's Psylocke because it has the little... she has like the little ribbon dancer on her waist.
Nope. It's not Psylocke.
Oh, I was wrong.
It's an X-Men, though.
Yeah.
Gambit?
I don't know. Sure. But I think the character on it, you could probably do some like Google image search or something. Search image with Google.
Google.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gambit doesn't come with it. Who comes with it? Write in and let us know.
Justice Hero. Yeah.
Ooh, Phoenix. It's got to be Phoenix, right?
I don't know.
Is it Phoenix? No. Who in the world has it?
I don't know. She's got the sash looking thing like she's Psylocke. So Storm's in the background. Some bald guy.
Storm's in the background. Well, I don't know, but I a lot of times do this.
Yeah, she's got like the little slits on her thighs. I'm going Psylocke. Final answer.
Well, I don't know what the card looks like, so
write in and tell us.
Tell us today. Oh, you know what? I think I know who has it. Yes, it was Domino.
Domino. Okay.
Yeah, I do the Spider-Man. I like the image of him with the rain and stuff. I think it's a pretty solid look. And just a quick honorable mention, I do like One Way or Another as well. That's a fun one to play with. A little risky.
Which card?
One Way or Another.
Okay.
Gonna get you. Gonna get you.
All right. Well, Ray, hopefully that will give you some ideas when you decide to find a friend to play with. Play 2-player. Heck, play with us sometime. Who knows? But we appreciate Ray reaching out to us, making us think about some clutch MVP cards. We're 5 years into the game, so there's a lot of cards to pick from. And Ryan, do you find that there's certain cards that you just always go back to? Or do you find that you try and play a variety, but they just don't meet your expectations and you fall back to ones? What's your thoughts?
I think it depends on the aspect. I have found like in Justice, I tend to go back to the same cards because they're just strong. Like Clear the Area, I tend to always go back to that one. I think Aggression has opened up some fun combos. I'm a big fan of... oh, shoot. Now I don't even know it. I'm a big fan of a card that I can't even remember.
Perfect.
No Quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of No Quarter and teaming that up with Hone Technique. Let me rephrase that. I think Hone Technique is a fun card to be in Aggression. And I think we need more cards like that for the other aspects.
Okay.
I think it opens up some fun things to do.
I like it. All right. Well, if our listeners out there have questions like Ray, feel free to reach out to us, ask us our thoughts, or if you've got some, question for us, we'd love to hear it. And you can reach out to us at marvelchumpionspod@gmail.com. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate those that write into us. And as always, if you want to go from a chump to a champ, listen to the Marvel Champions podcast. Thanks.
Take care, y'all.